Okay, so I'm going to have a quick rundown of just a general gist that we want. I think we'll sort of have this set up. So Reina will be playing over here using her dismisses to play sort of this off angle and sort of just holding long. She doesn't even have to peek all the way out here if she doesn't think she's going to win this fight. But just if she's Jet, maybe she'll peek out here and then dash away. Whatever, it's up to Whatnot on what he does. But I think he'll generally be playing long. Sometimes he can come up play hookah, but if so, I reckon KJ watches long, but not aggressively, more from like backside here, watching this angle, and just things like that. But I think that'll be the main gist of things um, because I know that uh, what's her name's KJ's love to set up weird ass hookah things here. Um, and if she doesn't want to set up a hookah thing, I still don't think play in hookah. I think a very strong spot might be under hookah and having her set up on site or even back in CT or back in elbow, waiting for the drop. I know there's some sort of setup where they have like nano swarms here like this and the alarm bot and they play here and then they as soon as the alarm bot goes off as they drop out they can peek and pop the nano swarms and stuff like that. I know this is a very common turret angle, like people put it here, but that's not a good angle. If you put it on the back here, you can see less of it. It's a bit harder to shoot, might get a bit more damage. Or you can put it here to monitor when they drop out, or like here. But I'm sure you like KJ, you can figure that shit out. Um, and yeah, so Reina will generally be playing long. KJ generally playing like on side or back side, playing around her util. I'm hoping. Um, and sometimes Reina will come up here and she watches long, stuff like that. But whatever happens, I think that will be the general setup on B. Sometimes I might come over, but again, that'll probably be a time where Whatnot will want to play up here if he's willing to play up here, and KJ wants to stay back site, just call me over, and I'm happy to play sort of long. Um, I will very likely just jump peek this a couple times. If I see them, I'll drop back. Like I'm not going to take unnecessary fights. I don't have a way to get out of that. Um, but yeah, that's just the general things. Maybe I might play in hookah if they're hitting B a lot obsessively, just to try to punish it. But I think we'll mainly keep two on B. Then why I put Fade with me over here and why I chose Fade over Sky, we might want to change this if we want. I just think because we've already got the Reina blind, it's better to have a recon initiator instead of a flash initiator. Um, I just feel like that will probably work better. But in the case that Whatnot goes Jet, it might be different. It's a bit hard, but I think this is the best way to go with what we want our team to look like. Why I put me and Fade together is because everyone knows of the C's nade combo. We can throw that there to start a couple rounds. We could do it immediately off the bat, like first pistol round. That might get us 2 kills immediately on the first pistol round. Or we can condition them to not think that we'll do this, so that for them to not know, in case they're smart enough to think, wait for the fade raised nade. We gotta also think about we gotta wait out those sort of combos. Um, or if we want, we can even have fade and brim molly, so like brim molly and fade C's. Um, I'm pretty sure that works pretty well. They can kind of avoid it, but like if you place it like this, so the C's lands like this, the molly blocks off this, then you just have to shoot these people while they're um, not vulnerable. But what's the word? Uh, Damaged. But otherwise, Brim might be playing back here. But I think a big thing, especially on our attacking half, is we got to take control of Bath here. Like, this will be really important for us because I've noticed in comp games as I've been playing them on bind, because I just got a comp game on bind. Bath is a really underused spot, and it's so powerful. Like, I've noticed every now and then I'll play. Um, what I used to play actually is I would play. How do I get rid of this again? There we go. I used to immediately throw my boombot off this wall. Um, at the start of every round, I'd throw my boombot off this wall and it would go out and clear. Um, it'd go out and clear all this, and like I don't remember how it went, but it would clear all that for me. Um, I can't do that anymore because it's Ray's boombot is dog shit now. But I still think taking advantage of Bath early is really important. So that'll be really big on what we're planning to do. So maybe even sometimes me and Brim will double push Bath, just really trying to take care of that. If I find they're never pushing Bath and I keep coming here, or if Brim finds that, one of us can just come around all the way on flank. And that's a really fast flank that people just don't expect a lot of the time. So hopefully that can work for us. And I think because when you're playing Bath, say you're playing Bath and they try to plant, if I remember where bomb is, just say this is bomb. No, just say this is bomb. If they try to plant, this is a really good angle to just be able to shoot at default and like just annoy the shit out of them. If they've got a sage and they wall that off, then it's a bit less likely we're going to use that. But like I can always run up and chuck my nade over if they've walled that off. Like say, where's Sage? Say Sage walls this off, I can always just run up and nade right over that wall. And that, they can either stick plant and die, or that stalls plant. I've got my satchels to stall that as well. Um, like I've got plenty of stalling material if that ends up happening. So I will very often be playing towards Bath, but I might just do my nade beforehand. So I might nade here with Fade, and then I'll drop back and play Bath. Just things like that. But otherwise, that's our general setup. Brim smokes will just be regular smokes. Sometimes, only thing with Brim smokes is sometimes I will play up here with like a Guardian or Vandal or a Op or Marshal, whatever ends up happening. Most of the time you'll be smoking here, and that'll be good. But I might call at the start of the round, don't smoke short. Or you're smoking here. I forget which one you smoke. I think this is the more common one, but you can smoke here if we want like Fade to get up a bit closer. But whatever happens, happens. So if I'm playing here, don't worry about smoking that off. But another thing we could do is we could have Brim smoke here at the start of every round. That just gives us full control of this almost immediately, or even here actually, sorry. Smoke there at the start of every round, and then like I can get in this corner, you can get in this corner, try to play off my contact. There's just so many things that we can do. We can even set up a small little cross here. Like I feel like that will be just a default smoke that you do almost every round. So I'm gonna just leave that there. Otherwise, that's basically our defense. We want to take care of Bath. We want to sort of have this sort of setup, have KJ set up on B, and hopefully we can stall enough. Also, whatnot, if you ever get overwhelmed here, like, doesn't matter if you haven't gotten a kill or not, feel free to drop back here, hold hookah, or even drop back all the way into elbow. I noticed that's something we weren't doing a lot, is we weren't just giving up sight. I know that sounds strange, just why would you want to give up sight? But sometimes it's good to just give up sight so that we can like rotate. Maybe I'm a lot of the time I will nade through TP here and then TP with it while doors are open, and I get one, usually two or three, but I should get at least one if there's people here. Because they've either got to scatter from my nade or drop back and then I'm shooting them in the back. Sometimes they'll turn around, whatever. But yeah, that's a very common thing that I will do. so I will be able to help out there. So we just got to kind of see what's going on and stuff like that. That's why alarm bot around here would even be maybe a bit further back. So as soon as I hear that alarm bot go off, I can nade through and push, and then I know that there's at least one there that I can fight there. One thing, if I'm ever planning to do that, I might get Fade to be watching this angle for me, so that so I know it's clear, so I can cross here. Because a lot of the time they'll have a lurker just sort of just chilling here, watching this angle. And then as I try to cross, I'll nade, and then as I try to cross, boom, I'm getting shot because they just saw my nade come. But yeah, so there's things like that that we just got to be wary of. But otherwise, that's the general gist of things. Onto attack. Let me get rid of all this. So we've got... So at the start of every round, I will go here, because I will either be pushing A from here or B from here. Maybe... Nah, because even if I'm pushing B from long, I'll come around this way. So I will always go here, so don't follow me necessarily every time. Because if we want to hit B, if we want to hit A, I will still be coming up towards B like this. But let me just get all the characters out. I got Raina, Fade. Where's Fade? And KJ. But otherwise, if we want to hit A, I think we send, because I'll be main entry for here, because I'll be able to create space, and Raids is just a bit better on this map. But I think we have Raina and Fade push here. That's the good thing about having two duelists on this map, especially with very separate paths on both sides. We can have Raina entering Bath and me entering short, and then we're just chilling. Smokes. I find a lot of people get confused with the smokes on this map. Like they might smoke here or here. If they smoke here, just be careful with this smoke. I would rather you smoke like this so that they can't pick out of it. Because if you smoke here and there's just say an enemy up here, they can still peek out of this if no one's watching it and maybe try to get some kills and drop back into the smoke. So if you're going to smoke heaven, smoke like that. But yeah, probably smoke heaven most of the time anyway. But I don't love this smoke because a lot of the time we'll be fighting this or pushing this. So a good smoke is like a smoke back here to stop this, or a smoke here. And you can save your third smoke, or if you don't want to do this smoke, you could place a smoke here, and that allows us to sort of not have to worry about this angle. And you could even smoke this angle as well, like something like this, or like that. I think that's a bit better because this is up high, so heaven can't look over the smokes. And then these two are just cutting off backside, so it will be harder for us to get through, but we don't really need to get to backside. We'll either be planting here or here. There's bomb. We'll either be planting here, maybe here, or here. This will be default. This is where we're most common to plant. And we only really need that front sight, and then we're all good. A common satchel I will do is I will either satchel, say I've got a shorty and it's a save round, I'll double satchel into lamps here and try to shorty the player here. Or I'll try to get up on top of this box, and I might double satchel on top of here and then start watching CT. Those will be my main satchels. I might just regularly satchel just towards sight or up on this box. Sometimes I'll go on this box. This is a nice box for me. And then Raina can just blind out. Fade, there's a hole up in the roof here that you can throw like eyes through and stuff. Where's Haunt? And I think there's a lineup that can get it to land up here. Not sure. There's probably a lineup to land here because you can throw it through the hole and then stop it. You can either learn lineups or just eyeball it, whatever you want to do. I'm fine with that. I understand that no one on our team really plays Fade, so whoever ends up playing the Initiator, good luck. but but yeah, so then we'll have an eye out, maybe Fade Prowler this corner, just things like that. Um, and yeah, so once we're out, we'll get default plant. If Brim ever has ult, we'll either get him to ult lamps here, um, maybe more like this so we can swing and see this. Um, or if we're going B, we'll get him to just ult metal, maybe more like this. That might be a corner that they can hide in, but you know what I mean. I can throw a nade there or something like that. That just gives them less of a chance to go hide in multiple corners. So you could even actually play it just like that. I don't think they can sit there. But yeah, just trying to give them not very many corners to escape through, so they have to peek us, is excellent. You can also ult elbow if they're playing elbow a lot. But maybe even ulting it like this so they have to peek us again, things like that. It'll be up to you in the situation again, but those are the main ult spots. That's why Brim's so good on this map. But yeah, we'll see what sort of happens. You can also ult Heaven or ult TPs if you hear one TP. That's more of a defense thing, maybe. But yeah, so after that, that's our A hit, or general gist of our A hit. I'm sure we can figure out more stuff. I probably shouldn't have deleted all of those, but whatever. And then for our B hit, Fade and KJ. For our B hit, we will probably have some, like I might want some to go long, but I'm not necessarily sure who would go long. Maybe Reyna and Reyna and KJ, or me and KJ, just depending on what's going on. Because Raze used to be brilliant at going hookah here, but since Boombot's been nerfed, it's still good, but I can still stand here and send my Boombot. I just can't immediately send it from here. So we'll see. But since we've got Prowler, we probably don't need me going hookah. I'm probably more likely to go long here, actually. So Reyna entering for hookah here. Maybe I have Brim instead of KJ, or like these two are interchangeable. I think KJ will end up coming with me because I'm not sure how good if he can reach there with his smokes and stuff. But yeah, so Fade Prowler will come in and Prowler both sides if you can. I think you can hit both sides. If not, get one side done and then double swing the other. Then once we're up in hookah, we get a blind out and a eye out, and me and KJ will have hopefully won the fight here or traded one off. Maybe I get traded. Whatever happens, happens. And then hopefully either I will satchel out onto here or down elbow. I'll probably go elbow, since you guys will have pretty good clear of all of this. So I'll probably double satchel into elbow here. You guys get plant down, get the mollies and whatever you want on it. The general smokes I think that we'll have are a smoke here and maybe a smoke here. If I die, then place a smoke here because there'll be no one to go push this. But if I'm still alive, don't worry about that smoke. Sometimes I have seen people place a smoke here instead of here, but I kind of hate that, so don't. Just this smoke is honestly fine. We can fade Prowler, this sort of stuff. We've got a Rainer blind. And then it's just a general execute on B. So hopefully we're chilling. Hopefully that's good enough. Um, and then, yeah, hopefully we can get a couple games in before we leave.